Each voice makes a difference, so each vote does count.
Go ahead, you can have it. Thank you.
I registered to vote when I was 16 years old. One day at school, they were telling us that they were registering kids to vote. I went by the auditorium and I took a form, and it was really easy. It took me maybe 1 or 2 minutes to fill out the form. They were just asking me basic information. I expected, pages and pages of information and questions and what's this, what's that, do you know this, how do you feel about that? I expected a lot more, but it was just one sheet of paper, so that really took me by surprise. I was like, wow, I'm done.
Here you go.
Later, they mailed me a form that said I was a registered voter now, so that was a really good feeling knowing that I'm already a part of this political process.
Ages between 16 to 18 and U.S. citizens. You have your last four or either your permits, your driver's license. Yeah, I don't know about
The way my parents raised me is to be really involved. And throughout my years in elementary school and middle school, I used to hang around a lot of the teachers, and they would help me. I was introduced to the whole ethics and how to be a good leader. Throughout high school, I had a lot of help from my principal that really got me involved in politics. I went from little school positions like handling the newspaper into, meeting the superintendent and meeting the mayor of the city and being able to discover the actual process of how government works. For me, being interested in politics is the involvement, the fact that they have power over change among communities. This presidential election is going to be very important for me because it's going to be my first time to vote, so that's really special and significant for me. I'm looking for really a president who will listen to the people and not just their own voice, but to what everyone might want. I feel like when I do go vote, I'm going to be very relieved, very happy. I know it's not going to be a huge celebration, but it is going to be something that really sits in and makes me feel important. It makes me feel like my vote is being taken into account because, my vote is important. My vote could change something. I think kids haven't really been exposed to politics that much as they were younger, so I don't think they have a great understanding of how important that may be to their future. But I think if government is something they teach in depth throughout their years of high school and they actually talk about candidates and talk about political stance and ideology, I believe kids will actually then start thinking about it and say, well, wow, this is actually going to affect me. Starting to vote is something small, but it will end up growing bigger, especially for myself. I don't believe there's the same satisfaction as voting once. Voting the first time might be very exciting for the younger voters, but as they grow older, it's just the same process and the same process. And I think they get bored of that. I don't think I'm going to feel that way. I think that it's still going to be something important to me. That thought of this is really important, this could change someone's life, I think will really get me to the polls.